Try not to fall in love.
That's what usually happens for sure.
3, 2, go.
Thank you. My microphone was wobbly yesterday, and I was going to say, make sure you adjust your microphone before you do any more shows, Jason. But I hit my head like hundreds of times, and I just don't know what's happening anymore.
No, health insurance sucks.
Oh,
yeah, it's terrible. I tried to, so now I have like the worst.
I just appreciate that you even caught it and looked at I love that you did that. Mm-hmm. Last guest said 75 F-bombs, and I was pointing at it. You just did an S-bomb and was like, is that okay? Shout out to YouTube. You guys are great. I love you guys. Seriously, YouTube, Jason Ellis, will you marry me? Because I love you. I think you're so attractive, and everything you do is like the best decision ever.
YouTube rocks.
Right?
Yeah.
Rocks.
And that's one thing we can all agree on.
That's definitely one thing we can all agree on.
YouTube, it's very rational. It's
Yes.
very diplomatic.
Yep.
No weird
Understanding
rules.
is a word that I would use for them.
They just get it.
Yeah.
They get it.
Yeah.
But what was I?
You're
Shred the
shred.
gnar.
I was shredding the gnar.
You don't care. You don't give a whatever.
No, I was having a blast, but
And
then the fear of like learning a trick and breaking a bone and having to pay ridiculous money to get it fixed.
Yeah, well, that must be like having like more brain cells than I never thought about the after bit.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, man, if I make this right now, that would be awesome. Not if I don't make this, I've got to get a hospital bill. That deters me from fun.
Yeah, I think too much. I got too much thinking going on.
You got to let it go.
Gotta let it go. But the thing too with skateboarding, like it's very fun, but also I wasn't fired up about it. Like I had fun just skating around and like going up ramps and stuff. But anything beyond that, I was like, well, I'm not gonna be like a pro skateboarder. I'm not gonna be that good.
Why do you need to excel? Why not stay cruising?
I can cruise.
Do you still cruise?
No.
You've retired because you needed the edge.
I have a car.
Oh.
I have a car, and skating, I never know where I'm going, if there's going to be some uphills, some downhills. I like very flat ground.
Oh, okay. You're talking about going somewhere on them.
Yeah, just cruising. Yeah, I don't.
At my age, it seems a bit ridiculous. I'll skateboard on the ramp, but I'm not going to skateboard to go to places.
You know,
like the other day, I skateboarded down a hill accidentally because I went to Pride and there's no parking. So then I parked on Sunset, and then I got on my board with a bunch of bags and started using my phone going down a hill. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, I'm going pretty fast. So I stopped using my phone, and I had like a tank top on and like these little shorts, no underwear. And I was like, if you fall right now, this could be this could be horrific.
Yeah.
Oh no. Why did you do that? Because it was already gone too fast to get off. Like I was like, if you get off now, you can't run that fast. Mm-hmm. And I was like, come on, all your years of skateboarding, don't fail me now. But I don't skateboard as much as I used to, so I'm nowhere near as good. But I was definitely regretting it for a second. Halfway down this hill, it's like, if you come off, you're not going to be happy all day.
It's
like,
the
you're
worst
gonna be mad.
feeling when you jump off a board and your legs are just like...
I can't do it. My knees are...
terrible.
I'd rather lose the skin than blow the knees out.
Yeah, because then going down a hill, it's so fun. You're like, wow, I don't have to do a damn thing. But then you realize, oh, I'm going to have to go back up that hill at some point.
I did do that, yeah. I walk up it, though. I'm not skating up a hill. That's ridiculous.
Good.
But yeah, I get your angle on the car. It is pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Do you do burnouts in your car? Are you like what kind of a driver are you? Aggressive or?
I'm aggressive.
Nice. Do you yell at people?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't have like a go-to thing when I'm getting pissed behind the car, like when I'm getting pissed off. Like there's not like a classic signature Ali.
You mix
she's
it up.
Angry. Yeah, I mix it up.
You got a variety of abuse.
Sometimes I'll, flip someone off.
That's casual.
Sometimes I'll yell or say something mean. And then sometimes I'll like go overly nice where I'm like, thank you. Thanks for cutting me off.
Yeah.
Love it. And they can't hear me. And I think like the funniest thing is sometimes I was telling my friend this, but I'll do this thing where I'm like in the car and someone will piss me off next to me and I'll just be like, "Oh, are you a clown?" like miming.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "I look like a clown.
Yeah.
I'm the clown." I'm like, "Oh, look at you." One time there was this guy who was like just a horn dog who's like doing some weird looks at me and kept pulling up to like be all nasty. And so then in my head, I'm like, what's the grossest thing I could do? And I was like, I'm going to mime, an inappropriate sexual act. So I'm just like, doing this.
Hell yeah.
And to me, I was like, that's disgusting.
For people who are listening to this, can you describe the action that you mimic?
Yeah, I would say, a phallic.
Fellatio.
Yes.
That's legal. You can say that, right? YouTube. Love you guys.
Giving a little beach.
Seemed like a big old...
A giant beach.
Yeah, you made it out like it was a big one, too.
Right.
Yeah, massive.
That's your favorite.
Like a Smurf.
But it was also like...
But
it was the face I was making of doing it that I was like, that'll be repulsive. And it's like, no, they loved it. I'm like giving them exactly what they want.
You're speaking
we love
his
that.
language.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite things for girls to do to us.
See, I just realized that there is some female privilege when it comes to angry driving on average. Because I used to be the kind of person who might flip a bird, and talking to this guy for the last decade plus has convinced me it's not worth it. Because you never know when one of these people are like, "Oh, really? Cool. Let's go, dude."
Yeah.
Well, did you see the Tesla guy?
Educated guy right here.
Did you see the Tesla guy?
Which
who's driving
Tesla guy?
around in like Pasadena and
In the
like
back.
East Hollywood, and he's driving in a Tesla, and he's been.
They got him. He was getting out of the car and attacking people all the time. Yeah. And they finally got him. He did it to tons of people, ladies, dudes, like really crazy, like getting out of the car with like
a
bats
wrench
and stuff.
or a bat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like hitting people's cars and then getting in and peeling off. So many videos of this guy to the point they were like, okay, we need to get this asshole off the streets. And then eventually they caught him.
Well, it's so funny because everyone has those dash cams now because everyone's an Uber driver or something. So everyone has these dash cams, and part of me is like, oh, I want to get one of those, but guaranteed it would only be incriminating towards me. I'm like, I do not want any evidence. I am most likely going to be at fault.
As a criminal, it's probably a bad idea for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't need to know what I don't need video of what I do when I'm in a car.
Yeah.
No.
I'm aware of it. It's pretty embarrassing.
But I think you can, of course, nothing is 100% odds. I think you can flip birds pretty indiscriminately to like tough dudes, and they're not going to stop and beat you up.
Yeah.
That's a pleasure that's a release valve that I've had to retire. So congratulations to you.
But then I also have like way too much guilt where I'll like be a monster to someone on the road, and I'm like, what if they're the person that I'm about to meet up with? Like, when you go on like a coffee meeting, I'm always so nervous that I have upset the person that I'm about to meet. Or I'll just create this scenario where I'm like, what if they're like on their way to the hospital and their dad has cancer, and I'm just being...
You should be driving a bit faster.
Yeah.
Old people is the one that gets me. But I've been like, you idiot, and then I get past them and I look and they're really old. I'm like, oh man. I mean, you kind of shouldn't be driving. But I get it. Like, if no one's going to drive you and you're the only one and you still got a license, who am I to judge? But I didn't know that you were incredibly old. And I was just like, you're the worst driver ever. Get out of the way. But then when I go past him, I'm like, oh, man, he's going to die soon.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need to be beat up anymore.
Old people need like a free Uber type of service where they can just call a number, schedule a ride.
That's why I save my abuse until I get a lock on who it is.
That's
like,
smart.
I'll be like, you're really bumming me out, but I'm not going to do it yet because you could be 80. You know what I mean? It could be something like that, so I got to let it go. But then when I get past and I look in there, because I always want to see how dumb your head is. Because if you drive a certain way, I'm like, your head's got to match the driving, and I need clarification on that. It's like when you do a poopy. I don't know why I look back. It's kind of gross, but I always do. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Everybody does.
Which is crazy. You can't
Can I
play.
get some knuckles, Allie?
You can't you can't show nipple. The person that bans you for showing nipple on Instagram looked at their poopy this morning. You're nasty, not me. My nipple's free.
Do you look at the wipe as well, or just the?
Oh yeah, because I baby. I don't like anything down there that is. I need to be immaculate. So I definitely check.
Yeah.
But what is that? What am I, a savage? I guess so. But are we all savages because of that? And if we are all savages, then why are we picking on people for being different? You check your poo like a bunch of times a day. Probably get it on your hand. When you get it on your hand, do you commit suicide? Nah, you wash your hands and you power through it. Stop picking on people for being weird. You're weird. You poo grabbing wankers. Hey everybody, I want to take a moment to talk to you about AG1. Do you know about it?
I'm a fan of AG1. It's tasty, it's easy, and I believe it is legitimately, seriously nutritious. A lot of products make that claim, but AG1 has 75 different kinds of goodness, and there's a word that they're very happy to talk about that I'm happy to talk about as well. That word is bioavailability. If you drink stuff and it goes right through you, congratulations, friend, you have just purchased a whole bunch of very expensive urine. AG1, you put the good stuff in, it stays in, it helps your body.
I don't really know anything. I heard people drink green drinks. I started doing it. Seems to work pretty good. And then this one doesn't taste like crap because green drinks usually taste like dirt mixed with leaves. And this doesn't taste like that. So it's not painful when you drink it. And, I like to pretend that I'm like an athlete still. So if I have a glass of that, I feel like I did something good.
If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/JES.
Get it up, yo.
One time I pooped in a plastic bag.
This is way better because you're super cute. And when you say that, I'm like, see, even cute people do it.
Yeah, I pooped in a grocery bag.
We could do this all day.
And it was so crazy.
Why did you poop in the bag?
I was on a tour bus for a few months, and you are not allowed to poop on a tour bus.
Yes, no number twos. We all know this.
And so I was sleeping in the bus, and we were parked somewhere, and I'm sure I could have gone out and found some kind of gas station, but it was late at night. I was in a city I didn't know, and also I just wanted to do it. It was the only time that I could.
That's the truth, really.
That is the truth.
The gas station bit was unnecessary.
It wasn't.
What
even
is it like to poo in a bag? You said to yourself.
Well, it's so wild because
Could you tell that it was going to be? Because I would poo in a bag if I knew it was this one needs to get out and it's going to come out. It's going to come flying out with shining colors, and I don't need any. A bag will work. But if I feel like I'm going to have to strain or I'm going to have to be there for a minute to get it out, a bag is not my first choice.
Well, see, that was the thing is I didn't really need to go, but I needed to experience this. So there was a bit of kind of straining and a little bit of we got to make this happen.
Yeah.
It was there. It just
How
wasn't
long did you take to poo in the bag? How many minutes did you take?
Maybe 4 minutes tops.
Because I can
What
already
kind of
tell
stance?
you're like a well-raised person. You come from a decent.
Yeah, right.
Decent
I didn't catch
family.
that. Just talk about poo in the
Did you
first
go to
15 minutes.
Did you go to private
No.
school?
No.
Okay, maybe
Wow.
I got
My
you
parents are
wrong.
both longshoremen. I'm from Long Beach.
Your mom's a longshoreman?
Yeah,
Really?
she was a longshoreman first, and then she got my dad into the
No
the game.
kidding.
Yeah.
What did they like? Did he lose an arm wrestling match to her and have to marry her?
No, he was a traveling salesman, which means he was a professional cheater.
Sure, a gigolo.
Yeah.
Were they large people?
They're big people, yeah.
Yeah.
But they fluctuate, but they both have bad relationships with food. My mom will be skinnier than me sometimes, which is frightening, and then she'll be really large.
What?
So she's got her own issues. My dad, he's always been a big, heavy dude.
Yeah.
But they weren't when they first started longshoring, they weren't it's kind of fun to tell people they're longshoremen because their idea is they're probably tatted and gross and heavy and
They're not.
No, I mean, there's a lot of like, it's not really that. I'm sure back in the day it was much grittier, but now it's like there's so many longshoremen. A lot of it is like automated in certain ways.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You can ask the question.
What's a longshoreman?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, good.
This is awesome because I've had a longshoreman who like has been in a relationship with a member of my family for like 20 years, and all anybody said when she met him is like, he's a longshoreman. You know, they got a great union on the East Coast. So all I've ever known is he's a longshoreman. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great job. That's a great job.
Is it a guy?
If you can get in, that's a great job. I've never had any idea what he does.
I'm gonna take a guess.
Yeah.
It's a guy that's on the pier, and when the ships show up with your stuff from Tokyo, they take it off and put it on the trucks to go.
Correct. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
I'm a lot smarter than I look, you guys. Do you feel like
genius.
this is a sexy look, this
I
oval
like
thing?
it.
What about if I do this? 'Cause
No, too much. I never like
That
a
was-
one thing. I
that's
never.
not arousing you in any way?
No, it needs to both.
See, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
why
called an
somebody told
overall,
me to
not
do
an
that.
overmost.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
everybody.
like the symmetry.
Sorry, YouTube. Please don't flag me.
Stop trying to seduce us, okay?
You got me, guys.
You look like a longshoreman in this outfit. The little overalls.
I definitely was like, it was that or being a skateboarder for sure.
Yeah.
You look like a guy who dances at a bar near where the longshoremen work.
Yeah.
Totally fair. Especially when I do that, right?
Heck yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Toot toot.
What was I talking about? Wait, I missed
Sorry.
the tutu.
I was
I
implying that
I
he's...
seductively
Yeah.
Yes.
took my...
If the YMCA kicked out the cowboy to get PC and got a longshoreman instead, it
Those
would
of
be
you
this
who
guy
are,
over here.
who are only listening to the audio, I am very attractive right now.
He's showing some shoulder.
It's probably best that you guys don't go to YouTube because you're gonna chub up. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
unless you want a boner.
What do you call it when you chub up and you've got a vagina? It's gross, isn't it?
I'm trying to think.
Because it's
I
probably
don't-
wet, and that's gross. Like we can chub up, and I feel like that's like a dinner table
Well, I feel
conversation. But when you're
Really?
yeah. I mean, my dinner table, no one's there. Talking about myself.
Totally hard again.
But I never get a wet pussy.
No.
Hey.
I mean, neither do I really.
Wow.
But I would say maybe like the tingles.
Ah,
Because you get
that's
the little
polite.
tingles.
Yeah.
You're
There
like,
you go.
oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Getting a tingle, getting a
Spidey
chub.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Right.
spidey senses, absolutely.
Now you've talked on stage about having never had an orgasm
Mm-hmm.
before. That's not actually true.
It's debatable. I don't
What?
think.
Well,
Yeah.
then that's a no.
That's what people say, and
Yeah,
I
it can't
think,
be debatable.
I think as a woman, because for women, it's much more, just a little bit more complicated.
Insane.
It's just so different.
But
Like a
some
guy,
girls-
you just have your thing, and you're like, and then
Pretty
it's
much.
done. Like
But-
you can
but-
literally just have it touch anything, and you're like, that was so satisfying.
But you can have if you have a vagina, you can have multiple
If you
orgasms.
figure out how to do it, yeah.
Do
But
you
I
just not spend a lot of time trying to figure that out?
no, I don't really have the patience for it.
How many minutes did you spend?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Maybe if you'd taken some of that COVID skateboarding time.
Yeah.
In
Diverted
total,
it.
how much work have you put into the puss?
So I remember
Oh my
the
God.
first time that I like really spent time. I always hear stories of girls growing up and they'd like rub it on the edge of their
Yeah.
table.
Those are all my friends.
I never had that like inclination growing
must.
up. I never was like trying to put it on things and feel things. But I remember
Shower heads, a lot of girls talk about.
yeah, never had that. At least that was like important to me, or that I
Yeah.
remembered. I'm sure it must have happened, but I don't have any recollection of that. But then, I remember I think I was in like middle school, and I was up late at night, and it might have even been high school. It might have been as late as high school, and I was watching Full House reruns, my favorite show.
Yeah, it's pretty horny.
And I remember, for whatever the duration of Full House was on, I was just having a good time down there. And I believe I went to completion.
What? Wait, you're talking about
Ali,
one time when you
cut
were a
it out.
kid. One time.
Uncle Joey,
You
classic.
Yeah.
You got it, dude.
I was in the outback throwing boomerangs. What happened?
It's a
Full
reference
House
to a
did-
classic.
She just went from talking about jerking
Television
off to
show.
doing a baby reference.
So one time you tried when you were
Yeah,
in
and
college watching TV, and you were like, "I think I did it," and then never again.
No. Then I would continue doing it, but it never quite felt as exciting as that first time. And I think too, as a woman, people make these orgasms seem like they're the most life-changing, incredible experiences ever.
Yeah.
And so I regularly,
Gave it a go.
do some fiddling and I enjoy it every time, but it's never like this huge rush where I feel different and lighter and excited.
What about intercourse with another person?
Oh God, no. That's never happening from that.
Yes, it is happening from that.
Well,
Not
no,
for me. I think
many, maybe even the majority of women don't have
it's really
vaginal orgasms from intercourse.
Yeah, it's much more difficult.
Yeah, but you could while you're
right.
I don't
No,
wanna-
yeah.
People can get you off. You're just
Not in
doing the wrong one.
Perhaps.
Is it like? It's none of my business. That's so crazy. Because how did you? You're just like I rub it out every now and then, and that's kind of okay. But when it comes to people trying to actually do it for me, there's no chance in hell.
I have a really hard time. Like I said, I'm always thinking. Hard for me to live on the edge, have fun. I'm always in my head.
You need somebody to be really seduce you into a whirlwind of you're only thinking about what's happening, and it sounds like that's going to be quite a person.
Yeah, I really wanted, for a period of time, I really wanted to go to there's professional jerker.
Yeah, right. That's not
I
true.
swear to God.
I call
There's
bullshit.
but then I'm like, who are these people who are so passionate about giving other people these, orgasms? I'm like, I don't want
Coming to the stage, Longshoreman
I was going to
Jace.
say, I kind of that sounds like a cool
see,
job. No, we're gross, and you wouldn't connect because you'd be like, oh my God, this guy's
I would
a
need
cum
just
guy.
a really butch lesbian to take care of me.
They're the best at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Is that a potential thing, or are you not into
yeah,
that?
I'm open to it.
So you're bi?
I don't know.
You so don't care about sex that you don't care about the label of what you have sex with because you're like, you know
Yeah.
what? They all pretty much suck, so you can label anyone you want.
Yeah, and it feels so spectrumy that I'm like, bi feels very rigid. It's definitely women, definitely men. And I've historically been with men, but I've also been with a few women. But yeah, I just,
Who got the closest? Which was the most pleasurable?
a gentleman.
Hey, check us out. I thought for sure you were going to say the other.
No, well, what's interesting is not that necessarily I was the closest with this woman, but it's a much more kind of relaxing environment to be with a woman than a man, because I feel like with a man you have to there's an element of trickery when you're hooking up with a man, where you kind of suck in your stomach and you say little sexy things that you watched on a little video of.
Oh wow, it's fake.
Yeah, it's all fake. And then with a woman, you're like, look we both got these weird ass little bodies, and
oh wow,
just feels more freeing. You're not putting up this extra level of disguise, and
you're kind of letting me in on if you're thinking that's going to get in the way of your orgasm.
yeah, absolutely. Well,
You got to be like, here's the worst angle imaginable. I like to get upside down and put my head.
Yeah, I bet you're a freak.
Yeah. But I'm like, if you can deal with that angle, then we're good to go,
Yeah.
Because I like Chili Pepper's angle, and it's not my greatest angle.
What does that even mean? The
Do you
Red
know what I
Hot
mean?
Chili Peppers?
You know when they do the
under the bridge? Is that what that means?
I don't know. I hate them. Whatever video where it's underneath Anthony Kiedis' groin.
They had the Grundle cam and
Grundle
the
cam.
Give It Away video.
Give it away.
Sorry.
Give it away.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
But anyway,
This really is the most erotic show ever.
right?
I know it got here so fast.
Wait, was that
What?
a code or?
No. You said this is the most erotic show.
Yeah.
And I said we got there pretty quickly.
Yeah, we did.
We
We
went from
usually do.
longshoremen to positions.
Well, that is pretty horny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think longshoremen are necessarily all hot, but
There's some. My friend Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy. He might be listening to this. He's a big podcast guy. Jeremy. He now works at the docks.
Yeah,
he's not a
he's hot.
longshoreman, but he's a mechanic. His mom.
Ooh.
I forget her name, but she is a smoke show,
Yes.
and she's out there on the longshoremen yards,
I'm all
on the
about
docks. There's a lot of sexy longshoremen. I'll say that.
I
record.
I'm attracted to. I feel like it's attractive to be like a working class like being good with your hands, that can like, it's almost a metaphor of like he's good with his hands or she's good with her hands, so she's probably gonna finger blast you really well.
Yeah, I think that's like the allure of like a John Mayer type, like a guitarist.
That's not working for me, but yeah.
But just someone
understand
who's
your
like,
angle.
doing a lot of this.
Oh,
You're just
yeah.
like, they must be good.
Guitars are sort of just metaphors for finger banging.
Yeah. Like
Right.
how do you have that much flexibility in your fingers?
And you think that would help the
It would
play?
have to.
Eh.
Yeah.
Or else you're just
I don't know. I'm no John Mayer, but I'm like a pretty good guitar player, and
I'd rather get finger blasted by a really good drummer.
just get it pounded.
Because in the end, I just want to get smashed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Holla. What's up, YouTube? I love you. Sorry.
speaking
love
of
it.
masturbation,
I really don't. I like it soft.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh,
Yeah, I don't like it,
yeah.
Jackhammered white boys, can't stand it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is going on YouTube? This is all allowed on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't cuss.
Okay.
Liam,
I mean, it'll be shadow banned to all hell. Nobody will ever find it, but it'll be there.
I have gone to. Man, yeah, I probably should. Yeah, no, I blew it.
What?
I shouldn't be talking about this, but I am me, man. This is my life.
Yeah, you gotta stay true.
That's all I got.
Have you ever watched people do
All
the
the time.
deed? Really?
Oh yeah, I love doing that.
I've always wanted to.
It's
just
fun.
to see it.
Yeah.
Kind of almost to like take notes. Be like, what are you guys? Am I doing stuff normal? Is
Right.
this-
And obviously,
Yeah.
you're aware there's tons of pornography, but that's a very different thing.
But that's different.
performing.
That's
Yeah,
why I
live
like
performing is-
OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
It's more real, whereas
Right.
like traditional.
And a live performance that is in a room where it's just you, so
Yeah.
there's not like a crowd. So, because people if you go to a live sex show, there's other people there, and you're probably thinking they're creepier than you are, so it's hard to relax. But if you're just watching somebody and it's like, this is just for you.
Yeah.
So
Have
you
you
can-
been to like clubs where there's a bunch of people in a crowd watching
Yeah.
live sex?
Wow.
Like, what do you people talk about at intermission?
Oh, I mean, I only was there with drunk people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never went in by myself sober. Like, whoa, who's boning tonight? Like,
I
no.
think I'd just get. I would want to do it, but I would just feel a little bit antsy. Like I'd need to
Oh.
have like a fidget spinner, or else I'd just feel
Oh, that's a
weird
good
sitting
idea.
like this. I would need to keep my hands occupied in some
Yeah.
way. I would need maybe like a treat to
Rubik's
kind
Cube?
of nibble on, maybe a Rubik's Cube, just something to kind of stay occupied, so I don't feel like I'm just
Yeah,
staring.
no, it's-
Like
That's
some
a good-
jerky or taffy?
Yeah, just something to kind of
I don't know.
kill
I don't know if
time.
your lip smacking in the background is the ultimate. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got a friend that would do that for you. You probably
maybe.
don't want to see it though.
I kind of do. Yeah, part of me does. I just went to a nudist colony.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, like 2
Did that make you
weekends
want to
ago.
bone a lot?
No, it was a rough demographic of people there. I
Yeah.
felt like a beauty queen. I was like, oh my god, you guys are so lucky to
Yeah.
see me naked.
Gravity and time has taken over a lot of those camps.
Now,
Yeah.
what's the deal with that? Is it that there were more people of an earlier generation who were comfortable doing that, or is it that more
No.
people get comfortable as
Yep.
they get older?
Second one.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you get comfortable as you get older, but it was an interesting place. It's like family friendly, so like people go with their children.
Well,
There's something about it that's very like cool, like peace, love. But then
Yep.
I'm like, there's gonna be a few pervs in here.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like they take your ID so they can make sure you're not on any lists
Yeah,
of
it's
sorts.
good.
But I'm like, yeah, who knows? They might be real good at what they do and have not gotten caught.
so there were nude families.
Yeah, well, I went on a rainy day and I asked the guy, I'm like, what do you guys do when it's rainy out? And he's like, well, we're nudists. We're not stupid, so we wear clothes. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. So there was one family that was there with their child and they were all wearing clothes, but it seemed like everyone was like very tight-knit community. But yeah, I don't think I would seek it out. I would do it again, but I'm not like I
don't
didn't
know.
get the bug, I guess.
I mean, being naked is not a bad thing. You
No,
know?
it's very fun
Like-
and freeing.
Sex involved with kids around, that's different. But I feel like those places, they're not like that. What people think, it's very, like she said, it's hippie. I mean, they're all playing like racquetball out on the grass.
Yeah, they love
don't-
bocce ball.
Yeah, that
oh
thing.
my
yeah.
god.
Yeah, they all just love standing there.
Lots of bending over with bocce.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, they were doing like a potluck, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have hot dogs for sale." And I'm like, "Could you get a different shaped food for this
I didn't think of
naked?" I'm just munching on a hot dog, mustard dripping over everywhere. It was not very sexy, but
You ever go to nude beaches?
see, no, I don't. I wouldn't do that because I don't know who's there. At least this place, they like make you put a sticker over your phone camera.
Oh, wow.
And they'd take your ID, so it felt very safe. But I feel like if I went to a nude beach, I'd just feel like people could take. I don't know. It doesn't feel.
That's
as
interesting.
Safe.
The one time that I went, I guess it was like a I don't know. People had phones, but we weren't just all programmed to try to videotape and film everything all the time. I actually was on a very minor level, like a life-changing experience going to a nude beach. And just because it was not sexy, sexual, it was like very humbling.
Yeah.
You know, these clothes are doing a lot of heavy lifting. Most of us are pretty weird and lumpy when it comes down to it.
Yeah,
that's and it's kind of cool to be in that for a second.
Yeah, that's why I love going to like the Korean spa. Because it's just
I go there.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's on my side, it's way different. Everybody's smoking poles on that side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
doesn't
that means.
stop.
Smoking poles.
Everybody's touching each other's privates.
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
time.
This is not happening at the spa I go to.
Katie goes on the...
Is that why you go there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it when people touch my penis.
That's so anyone.
Nah. But I like that everybody wants to. And then I'll let like one person do it, and that feels pretty cool.
Yeah, but then what if you see that same person like touching someone that you think is like nasty, and you're like, oh, we're in the same league?
No, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But you got to roll with it. It can't be all gravy. You know, sometimes that's why at first I was more everybody could touch it, and then I started getting my penis would get a cold sometimes, so I was like, okay. Can't let everybody touch it anymore. So now it's a little bit more like if I know somebody in there, then they can touch it.
Have you always been this way?
Nah, I mean, yeah, but I didn't know until later in life. And then once I kind of accepted it and like opened the door, so to speak, it flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little excited about it. I think I'm getting over I've definitely got past the everybody can get it thing.
That's
I'm a lot more selective, but still, I got a lot of issues.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm very
Seems
prude
like that.
in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
but you're not a prude comic. Like your mind is, pretty twisted.
Yeah.
I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, but I think like when it comes to real life and actually being about it, I shy away. I think it's easy for me. Like when I was starting out doing stand-up, a lot of my jokes were about sex because that's pretty much all I knew at that point in my life. I was like 19. I just dropped out of college. I was hooking up with everyone, but just like in a very casual sense.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older and I don't want to just be like sleeping with a bunch of people all the time, it's much more difficult to be like actually vulnerable and intimate, and it's so much easier for me to just be like, oh, well, I'll hook up with this stranger. I don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about me.
Yep.
It's very easy. No feelings are involved. And now, like the older I get, I'm like, oh, I'm actually like a prude. Like I don't want to hook up with strangers. And, yeah.
I wouldn't go. I feel like it's like a comedian's mind to go the complete opposite. Like you're not a prude. You're just like, because I feel like I was the same. I went to therapy for it, and then I kind of realized that some of the people I would let them do things to me, or I did things to them, it's like a thing to relate to my childhood, like the damage that was done, like to get back at them and relate to like abuse. So that made it, once I realized that, it made it really easy to not do that because it made me feel sick. Because I was like, oh my God, dude, are you seriously trying to relate to the worst time in your life? Like that's a problem.
Yeah.
So it was hard to separate because I feel like I don't have a problem with food, but I feel like it's similar to somebody that is obese and you got to eat, but you got to eat a different way from here on out. And it's like, to me, the sex thing there was a big part of it that I was doing that was really bad. Mm-hmm. But I can't not have sex with anyone anymore. So it's like, which one am I doing this for the right reasons? So I think I still fight with that.
Yeah.
But I definitely I want to know them before I do them.
Yeah.
Or they do me, you know?
See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't want to know anything about you.
Still.
No, I mean, I've been
Okay.
with my boyfriend for like 2 years.
Okay.
But even still, it's like scary. I'm like, oh my God, we know each other so well.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, it's the kind of reverse of what you're saying, where it's like, you know, whatever childhood traumas I have or things that have shaped me now are kind of being role played in a certain way. Where it's like, you know, my parents getting divorced. Not that that's like the most traumatic thing, but just being like, well, love isn't real and people don't stay together. No one's perfect for each other forever. So why am I going to give my all to this person? It's like, it's not a healthy thing. So I'm like trying to work through that because it's not going to be a good relationship if I'm always only half in trying to protect myself. Because ultimately it's going to backfire and only hurt me more.
Yeah. But you're thinking that, so
Yeah.
it's half the battle,
I love
right?
therapy. I'm horny for therapy. I love it so much.
Like, you horny for your therapist?
No, I mean, she's cute, but no, I just like, I love like learning stuff. I can't tell if it's actually for like good reason or if I'm just kind of a little bit of a arrogant where I'm like, tell me more about me. It's like going to a psychic and like being like, tell me what I want to hear.
Yeah.
But my thing that I want to hear is like why I'm all messed up.
And there can also be that element of, I don't know, narcissism is...
Yes.
It's definitely an element of it, but it's sort of refreshing to have a conversation that is like, seriously, but enough about me. Tell me what you think about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no expectation. You're actually literally not supposed to ask them about how their day's going.
Yeah.
It's just an hour that's all about you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I love finding out about me.
I feel like you could look at it like that because I'm definitely a narcissist, but it was more about the therapist would tell me things about me that I didn't know about me. So they were vital, you know, and he would say it in a way where some people can tell me how to go about something, but if they say it in a certain way, it just goes in one ear and out the other. Sometimes people know how I work and they talk in a way where it locks in and I can tell they know. Like, I'm like, I know what you just did to me just then. I can feel it. That one slapped me right in the face. I'm never going to forget it. How'd you know how to say it to me like that? You know? That's what I got from that therapist.
Yeah, my therapist said something to me, and as soon as she said it, I was like, you tricked me. I was like, I caught you. You tricked me. Because she was like asking me something. She was like, instead of asking it about me, I was talking about someone else in my life. And I was like, yeah, and that person. She was like, and what do you think that person feels? And I was like, well, they're probably scared and afraid and you know, this. And then I realized it was like me projecting onto that person. And I was like, you magician.
Yeah, they're
you
good at that, right?
trickster. But I love it. Yeah, it feels like watching magic. I'm like, how'd you do it? How'd you get that?
I wonder what it would be like to be in a relationship with a therapist.
I don't think there are in many. I did just ask my couples therapist if she was in a relationship, and she was like, no, it didn't work out.
Well, you know,
It didn't work.
The cliche is always that people who get that interested in mental health,
You know
et
too
cetera,
much.
Well, but also that they come from such a damaged place that
Yeah.
they made trying to understand that their life's work. So there are a lot of very, very, I don't want to say flawed people because it's not necessarily your fault.
We're all flawed, Michael.
Sure, but a lot of people who are very, very damaged. That's always been the cliche anyway.
Or I think just I imagine I love my couples therapist. I think she deserves to find the perfect partner of her dreams because she's amazing. But
You
I
said
think
she was hot, right?
she's cute.
Dang.
She's really cute. But I think when you have this much knowledge, it's probably hard to have like an open experience dating when you're like, oh, and you said that, which probably means this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You
I
keep
feel like you'd
figuring
be
out how dumb we are
analyzing.
before you even get into the relationship.
Exactly. It's got to
No.
be tough.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds terrible. I prefer to be in the dark the whole time until it's too late.
Sure.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride.
Right? Surprises, man. You never know when they're coming.
I just saw where some lady said she married an AI chatbot
Yeah, that's safe.
because
Because he won't cheat on you.
we're kind of getting there, you know.
Wasn't there some girl was using AI to like message people and immediately she was like messaging really like horny things.
That's fair. I saw a robot dog cross the street late yesterday,
Oh yeah.
and I thought about ramming it in my car because it was like late and nobody could see. And I was like, dude, robot dog, you should have waited. You know what I mean? Like, I see you speeding up and you're going to make it, but that was unprofessional.
So this was like a robot stray, or did it have a robot owner?
What? No, it's like a dog. You don't seen those things that deliver stuff and they're a robot?
It's like a
they
it's
look
like
like
a
a
big
dog.
iglue ice cooler
Yeah.
with a camera on
Yeah,
it
yeah,
that
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
When
like
you
a-
saying dog threw me off. Right?
Sorry.
Yeah. They look like they should only have
A
little
robot ice cooler
children's ice
tried to
creams
cross
in
the
it.
street
Yeah.
in front of me.
But they name them, and I think it's so you feel like you associate feelings to them, because whenever I see these videos of people like beating up the robot food delivery
Yeah.
carts, and it makes me sad, and I'm like,
Well-
oh, is that because it has the name like Alexander on the side of it? And
See, what I got from it is when it sped up, it looked like it was rushing to help somebody.
Yeah.
Is what I I immediately thought, and then I thought, imagine if you had robot dogs that immediately rush to you to give you a hug, or you know what I mean, or depending on who you are, like they have like a fleshlight in them, and they immediately run over to your house so that you can jizz. And
Yeah, I
then you're
think you
okay to do
can-
your day. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I'm late for work, but I need a jizz. And you use the app, and then robot dog comes over and blows you. That could save lives.
You're kind of reminding me. I saw a story about a dog with the world's longest tongue. I don't know what made.
I don't
me
know
think-
where to go
I don't know
there.
what made me think of that.
I feel like that's for sure. YouTube's gonna break up with me if
I'm just showing cute dog pictures.
robot dog with a big tongue is okay, because that's not a real tongue. It's not. Wait, if it's a robot, you can. If you sleep with a flashlight that vibrates, you had sex with a robot. Mm-hmm. So
Especially if you name it.
if it's got wheels and it's got a little tag on the stick on the side that says Ben or something, does that make it any difference? It's still
Sparky?
it's still a cooler with a vibrator in it.
yeah.
I don't think you're bad for doing that. I just feel like some people, priests and stuff, should jizz a little bit, and then maybe they'll be a little bit more relaxed.
I'm sure they do.
I hope so.
What are you
sure
getting at, Allie? What are you getting at?
I just think not everyone is as good as they say they are.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think you're all lying.
I think it'd be fun to be a nun for a little bit, though.
I don't.
I would
What's
enjoy
the fun
that.
part? Say the fun part. Say one fun part.
Everything's just very I'm very like black and white. I like the
Okay,
extremes.
the outfit.
Yeah, I
it's
think
black and
the
white.
outfit you wear it every single day.
I
you
don't
don't
think their
have
shoes
to
are
think
cool.
about
If I had to
that.
look down at my shoes, I'd be pretty bummed out. They got
What shoes do they
got
wear?
school shoes on.
I can deal with that.
Really?
Yeah, every day the same outfit, very Steve Jobs
Hate school
style.
shoes.
And
Okay,
you
next
just-
cool thing about being a nun.
You're with your girls.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, but
pretty
your
cool.
girls are nuns.
Yeah,
but if you're all there to be nuns, so you're all got like you know what I mean, like the Lord, you know what I mean. You're probably powwowing on that a lot. I
oh
would
yeah,
imagine.
you got so much to talk about.
So
the
I want to
Bible.
masturbate. Don't do it, Cheryl. Like here's what how
Totally.
you know, and then you got bro downs on how to not finger yourself in the night hours.
And then
You're all praying
every
the-
weekend you have the big party.
You
know,
cook a lot?
church. I'm sure there's cooking, some barbecuing going down.
And they help people. So
They
every
help
now and then
people.
you see a person that goes, "Thank you." You know what I mean? Whatever your face is.
I got so excited. I was at an airport and I was eating at the food court, and these two nun ladies were sitting right next to me, and I just got so excited. I'm not even like a religious person, but I think that there's something so beautiful about just committing your life to something that you think
It looks
is
like it takes a
good.
long time to piss.
Why? Because you have to lift up
Yeah.
the skirt. You
Yeah, like
probably
where
have-
does the dress go when you sit on the
pantyhose.
bowl?
yeah,
Pull it
probably
up over
does
your
get-
head?
No,
Or do
I
you
mean,
take it off?
whenever I wear dress, you got to just kind of like, you lift it all up and then you kind of throw it in front.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But you got to kind of hold it all, though.
Got to kind of hold it.
So you don't
Yeah.
want it to touch the ground.
Yeah. No.
Right,
Yeah.
but,
you
but no zippers or buttons to fiddle with.
But when you're wearing
Loincloth is the ultimate piss and poo and go.
when
Everyone
you're
knows
wearing
that.
pants though in public and you go to the bathroom and you have to sit down and you pull your pants down, the bottom of your pants are getting on the floor.
No, I don't have
Yeah.
baggy pants like that. But I have to have my pants past my knees down to my ankles. I don't know why, but since
Oh,
I used to just have them down to like just where my knees are to sit on the toilet and I could pee or poo or whatever. And now I need to have them down to my ankles because I like to, I found out that if I open my knees more, there's less pressure on my balls and I get more of the pee out.
You have big old balls?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I got an
Are
anomaly.
they saggy?
No,
They're
I'm
just
not that
big.
old.
They're just-
Dang.
Well, no, my boyfriend has.
I mean, in the jacuzzi when I get out, hell yeah. That's a horrific visual.
My boyfriend's got real saggy.
Sometimes that bums me out.
balls, and he's
Wait,
young.
at all he left him
At
because
all
his balls were
times.
saggy?
No, I'm still with him, but
no.
he does. Once I make a
You
lot
could
of
ice
money.
them.
Yeah, when they're cold, but it's normally pretty room temp in our house.
Yeah, and they dangle a lot.
Oh yeah, they're very dangly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he know you feel that way, or is he gonna find out?
Oh yeah,
from
we
the
always
pod?
no. We always joke about it.
You joke about how long his balls are?
Yeah, it's crazy. He has like
He's a long bowlman.
Like
long-
how?
they're just
How long are we talking about here?
like when he's just at a normal state, not too excited or anything. The balls do go past the peen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's got big old long ones. I'm gonna get him
Wait,
ball
do they
rejuve.
whip onto you and stuff?
Do they whip what?
Like when he's in
Oh,
action.
probably.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they're
Because
so-
mine have always, they know when I'm going to do stuff. So when I'm ever doing sports, mine.
I have a photo. I'll show you.
Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, they come up for sports and activities, high pressure situations. I'm pretty sure if I fought in a sauna, I would still, my balls would come up.
The
'Cause they just-
competition would outweigh the tropical climate.
Yeah.
I see.
I got competitive balls.
Yeah, you've said as much.
They don't want to give up, I feel like that's half the reason I'm still here. My balls are like, not yet, dude.
Yeah.
You got this.
I appreciate this.
One more
Usually, we really have to pester guests to show us pictures of their partner's genitals.
Yeah. Finally, we got an easy one, right?
I'm making sure there's no cameras, no sneaky cameras. They're long.
Yeah, but that's not.
They're long.
I mean, it's kinda.
They're so.
I mean, you're
long.
being mean. I feel like
They're so saggy.
they're a little bit. But that's a hot day, right?
I think it was recently. So what, in the low 70s?
It's not that bad of a.
June gloom.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, but they are longer, yeah. But they're pretty decent sized balls. At least they're not like, if it's skinny balls and there's little balls in the bag at the bottom, that's not good.
Yeah.
At least he has decent balls weighing him down.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm sorry though.
No, it's fine. I think it's funny.
It's pretty dramatic for sure. You could probably get that tightened
I know.
if you cared.
I mean, once I make enough money, I'm gonna give him ball rejuvenation.
I respect that.
I think that's a power move.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
boobs.
yeah.
I got
Right?
boobs for a
You
lady
you
once.
alpha him.
Yeah, that's good. That probably feels so good. You're like,
it
enjoy.
didn't.
Oh.
I didn't care. Not much of a carer when it comes to that.
That's very generous.
I don't know. I think I fixed some other stuff on her as well. It was like when we were getting a divorce, she just took a large sum of money and went to hospital, and I was like, sure. But I don't know what she fixed because that was like, I'm not looking at her
Yeah.
stuff anymore. But I hope it all looks good.
Nice little parting gift.
Yeah, that's the least I can do for you.
Yeah.
Poor bastards. So what else is happening?
So, I wish there was video of this. I really do. But all that have been provided to news outlets are still photos of what appear to be two witches holding a carcass-eating ritual in the woods in near Powell River, British Columbia. So these people had put out like a camera outside so they could catch like nature stuff, and a deer died somehow. And boom, like 5 minutes later, two chicks wearing nothing but loincloths pop
hot.
out and are literally feasting on deer carcass.
Where is this?
This is in British Columbia.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I like that. It feels very olden times, getting back with nature.
They said it was like 2 minutes away from a 2-minute walk from a house where like kids live and
Oh,
stuff.
weird.
Wait, what is it?
It's literally photos. It's taken from a video, and I looked at several news outlets. Nobody seems to have the video. They've all just got stills from the video of two women who are being identified as Wiccans or witches.
I think that's very cool.
You think it's cool?
Yeah,
for-
why are we
to-
calling them witches? They're hunter-gatherers.
They're gatherers.
Yeah, Michael, you seem angry about it.
Yeah, let him eat some deer.
Look, we're all
If Joe Rogan was
groovy
doing
and
this-
super cool in this room, but it is a little unusual for two topless ladies to pop out of the woods and feast on raw dead deer.
I'm not
together.
saying it's. I'm not disagreeing with you that
Yeah.
it's unusual. I just don't like. We're mad at them.
I'm
At the
saying,
ladies.
Have you
what's their-
seen those videos of the guy?
I think it's fake, honestly, Michael.
I think
Yeah.
you're probably right.
But there's that liver guy. Well, who's that guy?
Yeah, he
That-
was fake
that-
too.
Yeah, he's fake, but he's eating raw meat. You
Yeah,
know,
but anybody
Yeah.
can munch on some liver
Yeah.
for a YouTube video.
He like bought that at the store.
I like that it's women doing it. I think it's very inclusive, and more
Yeah.
women should be in the raw meat game.
Sure, don't get me wrong. The girl power part of this is great.
Yeah.
If I was in the bush at night and then I came upon two super hot topless ladies eating a deer, I'd be like, hell yeah, Jason, you just scored.
Yeah, let's just blast some merciful fate and get down to it.
Yeah.
Right.
They also have
gotta.
a great physique, so I'm like, maybe I'll start eating raw deer.
Yeah, I the no video thing that's where I have to call bullshit. Because I need video. If you're going to eat a dead carcass, I'm going to need video to prove that.
Yeah, and it supposedly exists.
And they look too clean. Like her legs look like she didn't even be in the dirt a little bit.
Yeah,
you got to
good
be
point.
No. I
Right?
definitely think that they're posers.
Yeah.
Like they don't live in the woods. At best, if this is real, these are two suburban chicks who are like, I read a pamphlet that says if we howl at the moon and go out and eat, act like vultures and eat carrion is the word, right, for dead animals, that it'll revitalize our chi or something. But they definitely like went home and took a shower after.
Katie, you like as close as it can get to these people. What do you think's happening?
I don't believe that they're actually eating it, because if you came across a dead animal, you don't know how long it's been there for, and it's going to have like bacteria setting in and stuff. So I think that they're like, I think Tully's right. I think they're posers, and I think that they're maybe like digging their hands through some entrails or something to be edgy, but I call BS as well.
There you
Smart.
go.
Smart, very smart.
Glad we got to the bottom of that. Please stop trying to lie to us, Wiccans.
I'm sure all of us took the news that the Iron Sheik has left the
Yeah.
earthly realm very hard.
R.I.P.
Yeah. How will you remember the Iron Sheik?
That's the question on everyone.
Probably as of today for being dead. That is how I will remember him.
Dead.
You have any idea who Shiki is?
Yeah, wrestler, right?
Yeah. Do you need to know any more than that?
One of the great ethnic stereotypes in the American landscape of the 20th century.
Yeah, no, I like the fit. I like the look. Yeah, I don't know enough about wrestling to have anything powerful to say, but
Popularized the camel clutch. I don't need to tell you.
what's the camel clutch?
I can do it to you if you want.
No.
No. Don't do it to me.
What is it?
I get on my stomach, and then you grab me by my chin and stand over me, and you pull my head up and break my back.
Oh, that's fudged.
Yeah. Well
Yeah.
done. If you do it right, it cannot be defeated.
That honestly, I feel like that's what a chiropractor does, just without the breaking part.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I left out that the breaking part never happens. It's all
Yeah.
a pose. But still, he did invent that. You know what was he was best at is before kettlebells, people where he's from used to have these big wooden bats, and they swing the bats, and he would. There's video of him from black and white days. And he's swinging these wooden, like real big, heavy ones, like 120 pounders,
Yeah.
over his shoulders, and it's like a sign of like really core strength. So he was a proper Olympic.
I think he
wrestler.
was. And then,
and then he went into the fake wrestling game. But he was one of those people that,
Yeah.
back in his prime, he could physically actually beat everybody that was in fake wrestling. I don't know why anybody cares about that, but
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, and I think The Rock regarded him as sort of like a surrogate uncle.
Wait,
Oh,
so
wow.
How did he die?
Of old
He's
age.
just like 81.
Oh,
and he
wow.
Camel clutched for like 65 straight years. I remember when he was real old, before he reinvented himself with like the Twitter.
when
there
he
was
went
a-
on Stern Show and
Yeah,
stuff.
there was a documentary at the end. He got really funny with the help of some writers on social media and stuff. But I remember seeing, like those they're not even really posters, like flyers you'll see that's like some 70s funk band is playing. It's in some field somewhere, and it's like a real low-level concert kind of thing. I remember seeing there was some wrestling event happening like 2 towns over from where I grew up in New Jersey, and like Iron Sheik was headlining it. And I'm like, dude, Sheiky's like 68 years old. This is really, what's he getting, like $200 to show
He was
up
like a
there?
crazy racist homophobe too, allegedly as well. On the Stern Show, he said all kinds of stuff that was just like, holy cow. But it was like, you're so obliterated, because apparently he was a raging alcoholic as well. So it was like, you're old and you're drunk. You don't really mean it. Even though I'm pretty sure if he was young and he was sober,
He would have said the same.
he meant it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But yeah, he died. So
He did.
Yeah, that is, that's suck that, bud.
Shine on, you crazy diamond.
There you go. That's what they say.
Speaking of fudging, great news. I don't know exactly when this happens, but iPhones will finally, at long last, stop auto correcting. Nobody ever said ducking.
Duck.
Nobody ever wanted to say ducking.
What the duck?
And finally, your phone knows.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about that.
Yeah, it's big news.
Yeah.
Can't wait for YouTube to figure it out too. People
And
say those words.
duck those
They're
guys.
still people. Yeah, right.
Did you see the Apple? They have those goggles.
Yeah, I'm against it. I'm not against it. I'm actually for it. It's kind of like Skechers. Like if you buy Skechers, then I know I don't have to spend any time with you. Mm-hmm. You know, like whatever you say is complete crap. I don't need to know about it. And now if you have those on, same thing. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to go, you know what I mean? Because whatever you're saying is stupid.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah, I just love the idea of people walking around with these big goggles on, acting like it's normal. And I'm sure one day in the future it will be. I don't think these are going to really pop off.
It's going to be a tough transition.
Yeah,
sure.
but I do think slowly but surely that will.
I want old people to slap young people's goggles off their heads and yell at them about being being a kid and, the real interacting with real people and stuff, or going out into the woods. Like when I was a boy, I'm not that old, so I can't say that. But boy, do I want an old guy to say that to a young man with goggles on who's like TikToking, like, open email, send text, let's show me dance video. And then boom, when I was a boy, I'd be like, hell yeah, tell him, old man.
I thought they were going to do that thing. This would be like the most exciting one would be being able to like text, but having the screen be whatever is in front of you, like the camera on. So that way if I'm like walking and texting, I can still see the ground and I don't trip.
It does that.
I thought it had some sort of finger sensors.
Does it?
So that, you could be like, I could be looking at you, but you're sort of just beyond the screen.
I haven't experienced this setting.
Does that mean you wear the goggles?
Not right away, but I'm a sheep. If enough people are doing it, yeah, I'll buy me some goggles. But at this point, I'm not going to be the pioneer of the goggle movement. Yeah, but I could see like why. Like, I wouldn't. I just feel like it's inevitable at this point. Like technology is going so far that will be commonplace. But at this point, if I were to have the goggles, I'd be like, this is an indoor activity in my home. I'm not taking it out of the home. This is only for fun inside.
I don't think it's going to happen for me. I don't even put on virtual goggles yet.
I don't think most people have with any regularity. Like I've gone to the thing at the Century City Mall where you watch like a 15-minute movie, but it's not like part of my life or anything.
Yeah.
I've been standing right next to one. My son had it on. I was like, you want to put it on? I was like, no.
Does he use it often?
Nah.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where everyone's like, this is going to be incredible. I'm going to use the VR all the time. You get it for Christmas or whatever, and then you use it that day, and then it just goes in the back of the closet.
I mean, it depends on what kind of person you are. I think if you're a gamer, I know gamer guys and girls wear the mask thing and play for hours sitting on the couch. And I feel like I kind of understand that. You know what I mean? The screen's all the way around you instead of in front of the table. Like, yeah, cool.
Sure.
But just goggles on the streets so that I can text, so that I can, like when you go to dinner, do you keep the goggles on and run some meetings while you're talking to me? Because the thing is, these days people do get on their phone at the dinner table and stand right next to somebody and not talk to them. That's a thing, and no one thinks it's weird. So the next level is you're not looking down anymore. You're looking right at your friend, but you've got the goggles on. Like two people go to dinner with the goggles on and surf the internet while eating food and talking about what happened in their day. Like,
And rather than all of us having to agree on whatever dumb music they put on there, now it's silent and you just got your little thing and it's mixing what you choose to listen to with the conversation, and the person you're talking to is listening to what they like.
yeah, like
You
if you
can
ever
see
talk to
it.
a kid with pods on and you know he's listening to stuff,
For sure.
that's like not. I don't like. I maybe the very first time I was like, wait, take that thing out of your head. Are you listening to music while I'm talking to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what the? And now I know that he's doing it. So
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
I feel like even at this point, my attention span is so tiny that even if I am with a friend without my phone, without any distractions, like they will be talking and I'll just be like,
Yep.
and
I know, right?
and then my friend made this interesting point. He was like, you know, eventually there's going to be like the soundtrack to our own lives. Like we're just going to have an AirPod in and our Spotify or whatever will automatically know what mood we're in based on our heart rate and where we are, and it'll just kind of curate this like
To me, that is
soundtrack.
like acid or mushrooms. I took too much, and I can't. It's not gonna. I have to let it go until it wears out. But I don't want to be here. Like to me, no sound. Like yeah, every now and then, music motivates me to do a lot of things. But I need off the. I need to hear the trees. I need to hear the wind. I need
They have that
I need
setting.
no sounds. I don't want that. I don't want the fake one either. I want to be out there with nothing touching me.
Yeah.
That like I need to be out there every now and then with
Yeah.
nothing touching me, or I'm gonna go crazy.
And there's always going to be people like that, but there's going to be many, many people
That
who
don't know
who
what it's
don't
like.
acquire a taste for that. Have you
Because
seen
that's the only thing. The difference is they don't know what that feels like,
Right.
and they're like, "Why do I miss it? I don't know what it is."
Right, yeah, right. Have you seen the Dyson headphones? I swear I still want to have the caveat that I'm pretty sure they're real, because it seems like such an April Fool's thing that it comes with like a face mask to purify the air.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you get that, you get your VR glasses, so you can make the people you're looking at more attractive. It can always be a sunny day if you want it to
If you're
be.
hideous, nobody can tell.
Absolutely, positively, and everybody's just Daft Punk living in their own little reality. Like, it's
Yeah.
not that. Look at this thing.
I mean,
Like, it's always been like, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how much money you have or who your parents are, whatever, we all got to drive on the same roads. Well, no, not when people get flying cars and are like, see you guys later, have fun with that traffic. We all got to breathe the same air. Nah, are you guys still breathing that crap? You can't afford these things? Like, it's getting to a point where the better people can like lead from morning till night existences on a whole better plane than the rest of us.
yeah, right. I'm in the bush banging some natural born puss with no headphones on and no mask, spitting and snotting all over her with the
Eating
with the
deer
sun burning
carcass.
my naked ass. You know,
Yeah.
get out there, get
Is this
some
doing anything for you?
dirt in your nails. Yeah, no. That's fair. What about now though?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. Finally, I broke you. Yeah, I like chicks with helmets on though. I reckon that's pretty hot.
Like
How about
those
that?
Mohawk helmets.
Nah, definitely not. Isn't that crazy? Helmet, so down. Glue the mohawk. Don't go anywhere near me. You may as well have sketches on.
I love those Mohawk helmets.
Love to make fun of them or
Yeah, they're
love
so
it?
funny.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. It's great.
I like the one where the guy has predator hair in his helmet. And I'm like, seriously, dude. Seriously? You're the predator?
Yeah.
On your crotch rocket? You look at my, you know what I mean? No. Unless you got the little laser thing on your shoulder, don't wear that helmet. Because that's something I would want.
Do you wear a helmet when you skate or no?
Yeah. I'm a ramp skater, so it's not as uncool to put all your pads on if you're a ramp skater because you're already kind of uncool in skateboarding.
Nice.
But if you're
How
like a
about you?
street dude, you can't wear a helmet. You can't wear a helmet.
Yeah, I would wear a helmet.
Yeah. I don't think that's... If you have a vagina and you get called a pussy, is that abusive? Is that offensive, I mean?
I'm willing to live with however that lands.
Right. I mean, if you call me a dick, I guess that's supposed to be not flattering. But sometimes you got to know who you are. You know, if you call me a dick, I'm like,
Yeah, normally when
Yeah.
people are saying that, it's never like someone who I'm like trying to impress.
right,
It's usually someone I don't care about much.
right.
If those are the words you choose to describe me, I don't really care what other opinions you have.
What's your favorite animal?
I mean, all kinds of animals.
Yeah.
But I feel like my favorite... Could I do like a top 3?
Yep.
It's too hard to choose one.
It's fair.
I'm going to say monkey.
Whoa. Any particular one?
Yeah, what are the like an orangutan.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm going to choose an elephant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They're pretty glorious.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was really good friends with one, but still, you never know. They could have a bad day and kill you.
And then part of me wants to choose something that's just soft and small and
Yeah,
that I could
a
just
red
kind of like
panda.
squeeze. But I think I'm going to say a horse.
Wow. Yeah. Horses have friendly eyes. Sometimes they don't, though. But I feel like sometimes when they don't have friendly eyes, it's because they're scared.
Yeah. They make me a little bit nervous, but they're so cool
Yeah.
and beautiful. I like I don't know where I stand with a horse.
I like doing horse wheelies. I know that's glorious. Elephants, I love elephants. I relate to elephants. But once again, like being moody and like thousands of pounds, it's like sooner or later he's going to crush me. And monkeys eat your genitals whenever they have a bad day.
Do they?
Yeah, and that's like something that, I feel like I'd be hard to bounce back from.
I also like,
They eat your hands and feet, too.
what are they? They're really popular. Capybaras.
What's
I just
that?
discovered capybaras.
It's not like a Brazilian drink.
Maybe.
No, I think it's a pet, isn't it?
But yeah, it's like
Is it a rat?
Yeah, wait. You have to. It's.
Oh, like the biggest rodent you can get.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're really cool.
Pig gerbils.
Yeah,
That's the biggest
giant.
rodent in the world.
Oh, I also like goats a lot and sheep.
Hail Satan.
Man, I'm a big animal gal.
I like goats. I like goats when they have like seizures, and then they just like they go stiff and fall over for no reason. I could definitely hang out with a guy like that. Like every now and then he goes to jump off something, then he goes, "Oh no, I scared myself," and then it's and
Yeah.
they go frozen for a while, but then they recover.
Yeah.
And then they walk off like nothing happened.
I just feel like in a perfect world, I'd have a giant house and I'd have goats and sheep in the backyard
Yeah.
eating all the weeds and just, being happy, taking their little pellet poops and
That sounds pretty cool.
yeah.
I've always wanted a Chihuahua farm.
Huh.
Yeah, I want to rescue Chihuahuas, but not find them homes. They stay with me.
Yeah, see, that's one animal that I'm like, get rid of it.
Right. Like,
If
get
you
rid
asked
of it.
me what my least favorite, I would say Chihuahua. Go
Kill
to
it?
hell. Yeah, sure. I don't care. Hey, my dog is half poodle, half Chihuahua, but
But you haven't killed it yet.
no, because he's not enough Chihuahua.
All right. I feel like it's how you raise your Chihuahua, because I got friends that have Chihuahuas that are not cool, but my Chihuahuas are cool.
Do you have him here?
Yep.
Okay, I'll have to see him.
Yep.
Snap their neck
Please don't.
when you're not looking.
Well, if one of them dies today, I'll know who did it. Man. They're very... I relate to them.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like, I'm protective. I don't like most of you. I like to cuddle. I'm misunderstood a lot.
People want to kill you?
I definitely think that people want to kill me, and it's not the case. And those guys go through that a lot. I see a lot of them think that they're like it's like and you walk too fast, so you could stand on them. I'm like, that's a high pressure day. Like every time somebody walks past you, you think it could be your death.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they're edgy, and I also can relate to that. But once they're chilling, that's kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm just similar to it.
I gotta meet these Chihuahuas.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. No, I don't relate to all three because all three of them are completely different. That's the other thing. One of them is just like a skittish moron with no brain at all.
Yeah, that's the one I'll kill.
But she wants, every now and then she looks into my eyes and she's like, "I love you. You're the only thing that I care about. Please protect me." And I'm like, "Oh, you dumbass. I will do that for you." And then the other guy, he's like not thinking a lot either, but he likes hugs. Don't move too fast around him because that makes him anxious, but he likes to notify you that people are here. He likes to notify me that there's dogs next door or that somebody's coming towards the door. So, he's cool. I can deal with him. And then I got an old guy that's 3-legged guy who sleeps
I
with me
love
every
that.
night. and he's just like a chewed up steaming pile of crap. And, you know, he grew up, he had a hard life. They found him on the streets with 3 legs. Somebody broke his leg, and he just walked around with the leg broke until it healed crooked. So he doesn't use it. It just dangles like a chicken wing.
Aww.
That's why his name's Chicky. But he survived out as a chihuahua on the streets with 3 legs by himself. And I'm like, you are the toughest dude. And then when there's ever a food thing happening in this house, if he snaps, everybody, I have 5 dogs, everybody backs off. Because they all know where he came from.
Yeah, chihuahuas are like cockroaches.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
can just outlive everything.
Yeah, because that's the other. I can tell this guy's like got like 2 teeth, one, like, you know, means 3 legs.
I love that.
Aren't they like
he's fine.
forest creatures in Mexico? I know somebody from Mexico, and they're like, yeah, where I live, like the forests have a bunch of wild chihuahuas in them.
Wild chihuahuas, sick. I would like to live in the jungle with wild chihuahuas.
Unless my friend's a liar.
Chihuahuas
And then
gone
I would like
wild.
to be like Tarzan, but I only speak to wild chihuahuas in Mexico. I could be like the new Chupacabra. But I talk to the chihuahuas. So every now and then I make like a bit, you know, like, ooh, and then all my chihuahuas come running.
You should go down to Mexico and
Right?
and just
I was thinking about
Wrangle
that.
them.
yeah.
King of the wild chihuahuas. Just throw them at you. They land on your face and start eating your face. Because they'll die for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely make sure they exist before you go, though.
Right. And if they don't exist, then I could just like eat that fruit salad with the spicy stuff on it. I think I could live off that.
Oh, like all the mangoes.
I
and
love that.
With the tahini
Whoever
on
came
top.
up with putting
Yeah.
spicy on fruit,
Genius.
thank you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it. That's all I'm saying. I know that if I had have had all the spicy stuff and all this fruit and I lived by myself in the jungle for the rest of my life, I never would have gone, wait a minute.
Do you add like salt on top as well?
Nah.
Oh, you gotta add a little bit of salt on your fruit. It brings out the flavor.
Oh, man. Thank
you
God
gotta-
you got here before I died, because
Then
I'm
you
going
gotta
to try
put
that.
the lime on.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
It is good. But salt.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Well, this conversation's really come a long
Oh,
way.
yeah, we got to go. How many shows do you do? You got a lot of shows. I mean, you're on the road and stuff, but how many podcasts do you have?
None.
You don't have none?
I used to have a podcast. I stopped doing it.
I respect the hell out of you.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's incredible. I just was I was getting tired of it. I felt like I was just kind of starting to put it out just to say I was still in the
Okay, yeah.
podcast game, and it was just I was losing steam. I was losing interest, so I stopped doing it. Now I'm working on a new thing in the same kind of realm, but a little bit different. Cool. So working on that, and then in terms of stand up and touring, I'm gonna be out in about a month or 2, so that'll be announced shortly. So you
Do
can
you
go to
have a website? Okay.
alimacofsky.com, and then I mostly keep people updated on Instagram, which is at not Ali Mac.
And if anybody wants to see your boyfriend's long balls, where do they go? I'm joking. You don't
They'll
need
have to find where I live. And then
You tell him I didn't think they were bad.
he'll be really pleased
Yeah.
to hear that.
He should. Yeah, I know, because I would feel like if my significant other just kept mentioning how long my balls were all the time.
Just relentlessly.
Well, he's the one who mentions it all the time, and then I
Okay.
just kind of go along with it.
Yeah, stop going along with it.
I like it. It's fun. He's got
Okay.
long balls.
I didn't mind. I wasn't offended by his balls at all. And I'm half a homo. I wouldn't be like, if I was at the Korean spa, I wouldn't be like, oh, hell no. I'd be like, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to like really take it in to understand. Yeah, it's not like at first glance you're like, holy.
We do more shows every day. Patreon. Yeah, pretty much. Patreon.com/EllisMate. Check us out. Ali, thanks for being on the show. Everybody, thanks for being alive. Don't die.